I found out about El Centro when I was 3 years old. My family moved here from Mexico, and they felt really lonely being here in Seattle and not knowing anyone. And my tío found out about El Centro and told my dad, and then my dad told my mom, and we basically came here, and I started going to the preschool. So the little kids program that's downstairs, that's where I started going. And ever since then, I've never left.
Well, I heard about El Centro when I was probably a little kid because my uncle and aunt worked here for many years, Roberto and Estela, and I remember my tío Roberto telling me about this place that we've created called El Centro de la Raza, and you gotta come visit. And the first time I came here to visit, I think I was 12.
About 2 years ago, they wanted to find a Hispanic veteran to work in their veterans program, and that's how I found out about El Centro.
I think what brings people to El Centro is we have over 30 different programs, so that's a lot of services, and people comes for all sorts of reasons. But I think most is people come here to feel like at home. We have a lot of people from all over the world that live here in Seattle. In this neighborhood alone, like there's over 100 languages that are spoken. So people are constantly trying to find a place where they can identify, where they can feel respected and valued. And you know, we have a lot of cultural programs. Some of those things that you see reflected here in the picture. One of the things that people bring, they want to bring their culture and their traditions. And so one of the things that we try to do a lot here at Centro is to basically create a space and activities where people feel like their culture is valued.
A lot of things bring people to El Centro. I think obviously there's a lot of people that come to El Centro for help or information, for the different services that El Centro provides to the community. But I also think through the years that people have come to El Centro to be part of building what Roberto often called the beloved community, and to not only learn and maybe get some help from El Centro, but also to be part of something positive.
I think what brings people to El Centro is that we actually help, we actually care, we actually provide services that are congruent with the community needs.
What I like most about El Centro is the fact that we have all of these different programs and that we're able to help people in a lot of different situations. But not only that, we also advocate for our people. There's a lot of messed up things happening in our society, in this country and around the world, and El Centro is a place that takes stands for our people.
More than anything, I like the people that are involved in El Centro. Even I just met you guys, but it's wonderful to see young people doing these interviews, helping to, being part of El Centro, helping to record the history of our community. But mostly the people that are part of El Centro. And I think the fact that El Centro has always been a very welcoming place to me and so many other people.
Yes, El Centro has made a big impact on my life. I grew up here since I was 3, and the Centro taught me to be proud of who I am, my culture, and because that's not something that I really got at school. I didn't learn about my history, I didn't learn about my culture at school. So this was a place that definitely said, no, you are somebody, you're important, and you should always be proud of your culture.
Most definitely El Centro has. I'm not sure where I would be if it wasn't for El Centro. I think that's why I work here, is because El Centro has made a huge impact on me since I was very young.
I actually work with students in some of the local schools here in Seattle, so we actually create classes that talk about our history and our culture. It's something very different than what I was used to. If I wanted to get involved in learning about my history and culture, I had to come do it outside of school. Now we're creating a lot of these school classes where we do it right there at the school. So students actually get credit. So it's part of their education.
Personally, I help with the administration of El Centro to help make sure that we help get funding and that programs are running well, and help hire people to help run all of the different programs that El Centro provides.
I'm a veterans advocate in Washington State. So what that means is I help veterans and their families understand how to use the Veteran Affairs system. Sometimes I help them find back rent money. Sometimes we get them food. Sometimes we get them clothes. Sometimes we get them jobs. Sometimes we get them long-term money. Sometimes we get them medical insurance because they're veterans and they're entitled to medical insurance they can get. Sometimes there's some veterans, they might have mental issues, and we help them to realize it, and we help them to know how to get services, how to get help.
Wow, Centro gets money from a lot of different ways. We write lots of grants to like the city and county, state, even some federal grants to like specifically run programs. Right now we're working on our 40th anniversary celebration, which is like our big fundraiser for the year.
Centro gets a lot of different money, but I think from everywhere, from like the city, the government, different people, but I think the most important money that we get is from la gente, is from our own individual people. The people that could just maybe give 50 cents or $1 or $10. It shows a lot when people say thank you for providing all these services. We feel it's important. We may not have a lot to give, but you know, aquí es algo.
Well, I think the fact that so many people from the early days, worked incredibly hard. So many people worked incredibly hard to continue to build El Centro, and just the fact that El Centro has been here for 40 years and has impacted so many people in the community. I think just the long-standing reputation and history that El Centro has is one of the reasons that lots of people know about it.
I think El Centro got popular because it was one of the first organizations in this part of the country to do something. And it also had a leadership that was part of the community. It makes it easier for you to like somebody if you see them all the time, if you know them, if you know what they're doing, you know how they're helping out. People like you if they know that you're a leader that understands them, that it actually cares about them. If you're a leader that, when things get bad, you give up, nobody likes you. Nobody will follow you, nobody will support you.
Yeah, a lot of people think El Centro is just a Latino center because the title of our organization is El Centro de la Raza, it's in Spanish. But if you translate it, the Center for People of All Races, it's for everyone.
I think some people do, and I think we are a voice and a hub for the Latino community, but we're a place, and we tell everybody as much as we can that we're a place that serves all people.
And Roberto played a very important role in being part of that movement. It's because of the legacy and all the principles that Roberto gave to us that this place continues. He gave us the most incredible gift.
We do need Roberto. We need to continue to learn from his legacy and learn about the lessons that he taught us. We can never forget those, and we have to pass those things on to the younger generation like you guys. So I think El Centro and our community definitely needs Roberto.
There's a Centro in Roberto. I never met Roberto. I know about him through videos and stories that I've heard. I've never met him. I wish I did. He's a nice man. I could hear that. But I think what they really need from Roberto is his ideas, and I think they have that. Hey, let's treat everybody like a human being. How about we do that? Hey, how about we actually, when we do things for the community, we actually make sure that it's needed by the community. That, hey, let's go do this, not because, it's the easiest thing to do, because it's right. The fact that he would follow something the whole way. And all he was doing really was just trying to expose the truth. He gave up a lot, but people don't see that. People just say, oh, look, he was the executive director. An executive director, they make good money. It's like, yeah, but did you know that, they took over this building in '72? They had no income. for like 7, 8 years. That means that everything that was going on was just them, just doing it, figuring out how to do it. Sometimes to help people, you gotta have a mindset of being kind of a troublemaker. And it's not even really being troublemakers, it's more like you're bringing the truth.
I think Roberto would be proud of all the progress. Everywhere he goes, it didn't matter if he was talking to farm workers out in the fields in Eastern Washington or the big fancy buildings downtown. One of the things that he was always talking about at Centro is how amazing the place is and how amazing the people are. And I don't know of a single person today that spoke more highly about El Centro and about all the things that El Centro has been able to accomplish than him.
I think he would. I think he would be like very proud. He loved El Centro, and I think he was one of, without a doubt, probably the best like ambassador for El Centro, because he would go and really tell everyone about the wonderful things that El Centro does, and he would definitely be proud, and no doubt he would be proud of you guys too.
I know that as far as the veterans program, they never had a program that went specifically towards aiding veterans, and the way we've been helping people and things we've been doing, I see it. I know he would.